The courtroom laughed when the judge mocked her for being late. But the laughter died the moment her son walked in, wearing a U.S. Army uniform. Before we continue, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss powerful, true-to-life stories like this one. The fluorescent lights of the Fulton County Courthouse buzzed faintly above rows of worn benches. It was mid-morning, humid, tense, the kind of day that made tempers short and patience shorter. Angela Porter sat quietly at the defendant's table. 41, composed, though her trembling hands betrayed her. She wore a faded blue blouse, the same one she'd worn to job interviews, her good blouse, she called it. Her hair was neatly pinned back. Her eyes, brown, deep, and tired, held the resilience of someone who had fought 1,000 small battles no one had seen. Behind her, whispers rustled like wind. In front of her sat Judge Ronald Grayson, tall, stern, and famously cold. Known for teaching lessons in his courtroom, he often mistook cruelty for discipline. Her public defender had stepped out to retrieve a missing file. So now, Angela sat alone, before a man who thought he already knew her story. Case number 14-726, the bailiff called out. State of Georgia versus Angela Porter. Angela rose. Her knees wobbled, but her chin stayed high. Judge Grayson flipped through papers with exaggerated disinterest. Miss Porter, you're here again. Failure to pay child support. 5 months this time. Yes, Your Honor, she said softly. He leaned back. You people always have an excuse. What's yours today? Couldn't find a babysitter? Or maybe the Wi-Fi went out. A ripple of laughter passed through the courtroom. Angela's lips pressed together. No excuse, Your Honor. The diner I worked at closed. I've been looking for another job. He snorted. Looking doesn't pay bills, Miss Porter. I know, sir, she whispered. Do you? He snapped. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're not trying hard enough. The laughter returned, sharper this time. Angela's eyes filled, but she swallowed the tears. She'd learned long ago, crying only made them laugh harder. The judge tapped his pen, enjoying the power. You know, Miss Porter, he said, some people take responsibility, others take handouts. I suppose we can guess which kind you are. Angela's voice quivered but didn't break. I'm not asking for a handout, sir. I'm asking for time. He smirked. Time? You've had plenty. You've failed every deadline the court's given you. Maybe you should have thought about that before becoming a mother. The words hit harder than any gavel. From the back, someone coughed to hide a laugh. Another whispered. Angela's hands curled into fists in her lap. Your Honor, she said quietly, my son is grown now. I raised him by myself. He's at work right now. The judge leaned forward, condescending. At work? Doing what exactly? Flipping burgers? Maybe he'll teach you something about hard work. That laughter, again. Louder. Crueler. Angela closed her eyes for half a second. He's doing more for this country than most people in this room, she said. The room went quiet just for a moment. Then the heavy courtroom doors opened. The sound of boots echoed against the tile floor. A tall man stepped through the doorway, the late morning sun cutting a golden path behind him. His uniform caught the light, olive green, pressed to perfection, metals gleaming faintly on his chest. He scanned the room once, then locked eyes with her. Morning, ma'am, he said softly. Angela's breath caught. Marcus. Yes, ma'am. Sorry I'm late. Judge Grayson frowned. And you are? The bailiff stood straighter. Captain Marcus Porter, United States Army, Your Honor. The air changed. The whispers stopped. The chuckles died. Grayson blinked. This is your son? Angela nodded. My only one. Marcus stepped forward, his presence filling the room without raising his voice. I caught a red eye from Germany, he said. I heard my mom had court today. I wasn't going to let her face it alone. For Angela, time slowed. Every night she'd worked extra hours. Every time she'd gone hungry so he could eat. Every whispered prayer, every "you can do this, baby," all of it stood there before her, wearing the proof of her love. Judge Grayson's tone faltered. Captain Porter, this is a court of law. You can't just. With respect, sir, Marcus said evenly, I understand the law. But I also understand respect, and I didn't hear any in this room. Gasps rippled through the gallery. Careful, Captain, the judge warned. Marcus's eyes didn't waver. My mother raised me to stand tall, even when people tried to make me small. She worked double shifts, weekends, nights, all so I could serve this country wearing this uniform. You mocked her for being late. But sir, she's been on time for every responsibility life ever threw her way. He paused. The silence was heavy, reverent. You said people like her make a mockery of responsibility, Marcus continued. Well, people like her make soldiers like me. And if that's not responsibility, then maybe this courtroom's forgotten what it means. Every word landed like a gavel strike. Judge Grayson sat frozen, his face pale. For the first time, the man known for his arrogance had nothing to say. Grayson cleared his throat, his voice subdued. Miss Porter, given your circumstances and the court's oversight, I'm dismissing this case. No further action required. Angela blinked, stunned. Thank you, Your Honor. He hesitated, then looked at her. Miss Porter? I owe you an apology. My words were out of line. Angela nodded softly. Apology accepted. The gavel struck once, final. Case dismissed. But the moment didn't end there. The gallery, silent seconds ago, slowly stood to its feet. Some out of respect, others out of shame. Marcus helped his mother gather her papers. He offered her his arm, and together they walked down the aisle, past the people who had laughed, past the man who had mocked her. Outside, the sunlight hit their faces. The city buzzed with life, horns, chatter, motion, but Angela heard only the steady sound of her son's footsteps beside hers. You didn't have to come all the way from Germany, she said quietly. He smiled. You came to every game, every graduation, every ceremony. Guess it was my turn. She laughed softly, shaking her head. You really didn't have to. He looked down at her, eyes warm. I know. But I wanted to. That day, the courtroom didn't just see a uniform. It saw the woman behind it. It saw the sacrifices that never make headlines, the late nights, the quiet prayers, the courage to keep going when no one's watching. Angela Porter didn't need anyone's approval to prove her worth. She'd already done that, in every meal she skipped, every hour she worked, every dream she carried for her child. And when her son walked into that courtroom, the world finally saw what she'd built, not in money or status, but in strength and love. Because sometimes true heroes wear no medals. Sometimes they wear aprons, or name tags, or weary smiles. Sometimes they just wear faith. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more powerful real-life stories that remind us what dignity truly looks like.